Personal footprints for insouciant sock knitters. See some knit 2 purl 2 ribbing, which we're going to bind off in pattern, meaning that before the stitches are passed one over the other as for a standard bind off, you're going to knit the knit stitches and purl the purl stitches. But there's something else that will be done that will make this so stretchy that it's well named the surprisingly stretchy bind off. Before the knit stitches, we will do a reverse yarn over, meaning the yarn comes from the back over the front, and then we will knit the knit stitch and pull the yarn over that knit stitch. Okay? You might think, why should I do that? Well, believe me, you should do that. The result is so good. Did the same thing with the second one. Now I've got 2 stitches that are ready to get bound off. I passed one over the other, and you're used to that. Now we're at 2 purl stitches. They will not get a reverse yarn over. They will get a regular yarn over, where the yarn comes from the front and goes over the back. Do the yarn over, purl that stitch, pass the yarn over the purl, and now we can pass that one over. One more, standard yarn over, purl a stitch, pass the yarn over, pass the previously bound off stitch over. Now, let's make this faster. You remember we do reverse yarn overs in front of knit stitches, that's the same, but now instead of passing that over and then that over, since they both have to jump over, let's take them together. See? Reverse yarn over, knit 1, take 2 at the same time. Aha, 2 purl stitches, so standard yarn over, purl 1, take both at the same time. Standard yarn over, purl 1, take both at the same time. Now, this is called the surprisingly stretchy bind off. And I think it is very well named because it is surprisingly stretchy. But you know what? When I'm teaching it, I sometimes call it the bungee cord bind off because it is so stretchy. And now, as you can see, to review what we're doing, standard bind off before, standard yarn off before a purl stitch, pull them both over. Before a knit stitch, a reverse yarn over, and pull them over. Before a knit stitch, a reverse yarn over, and pull them over. Tell yourself what kind of yarn over before a purl? A regular one. Purl the stitch, pull them both over. Regular, purl the stitch, pull them both over. I'm going to finish binding this off and let you see then what it looks like so we don't go on and on and on here, because I think by now you're probably ready to try this yourself. Okay, we're all done. As you can see, the bind off is very corrugated, like the ribbing. And I'm not going to show you how stretchy it is yet till I teach you one more thing. This is very important. Now, if you're like me, here's what you were taught to do when you finished a bind off. You were supposed to pull the end through so it wouldn't unravel, right? Well, hey, watch me instead pull the loop so that one end comes out. Now, let me just show you, hopefully I will get a good focus so you can see. Notice this is coming out of a loop. What you're looking up here is a chain of stitches like a column of knit. And notice how this one here, it comes out of that loop, comes around here and goes back in. Well, this poor thing is looking for another loop to connect to go through and come back and dive back in its little hidey hole. So let's have it do that. I've threaded a needle with the yarn, and I am looking for the first pair of legs that come from, a loop going through a loop, blah, 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 just like knit stitches. Now see how when I do this, you can see it wants to go right back in there where it came from, and we'll send it in. And I usually kind of like to send it in and run it through a little so it sort of has not just one thing to go through, but down a little bit farther. And now look at that. It's continuous, isn't it? That is what it has always wanted to do. And now I can go and weave it in, and which I will in a minute. I just want you to see that that's what things have always wanted to do there. Now, you're wondering if this is very stretchy. Well, I don't know if I have a wide enough angle lens to show you. First of all, let me show you. It's a wrist warmer. As you can see, The edge is perfectly fine. Now watch this. I'm going to hold it way out so you can get the full thing. Okay, I do have a wide enough angle lens. I am this stretchy. And when I put it back, it goes right back. Pretty good, huh? Wouldn't you like that at the top of your sock or sweater neck or anywhere where you want to be able to get in and out of things? This is a surprisingly stretchy bind-off invented by Jeny Stamen, who is a lot smarter than I am, and she is in the process of inventing all kinds of things in the knitting world, and I suggest you keep your eyes peeled for her, and if you ever meet her, get her autograph because it might be worth a lot someday. She is likely to contribute an awful lot to the knitting world before she's done. Look at that. I love this bind-off.